Packing for a cruise sounds easy until you actually start packing. Because one minute you're packing sunscreen and swimsuits, and the next thing you know, your suitcase is overweight, overstuffed, and filled with things you probably won't even use. So today I want to help make cruise packing easier by talking about what you should pack, what you don't need, and a few cruise essentials that honestly make cruising so much smoother. And trust me, after sailing on multiple cruise lines and different ships, there are definitely a few things I now refuse to cruise without. One thing people quickly realize is that cruise packing is very different from packing for a regular hotel vacation. Because once the ship leaves port, you can't just run to Target or Walmart easily if you forgot something. And yes, the cruise ships does sell things on board, but usually it's going to be at a much higher price. So packing smart really can save you money, stress, and frustration during your trip, especially for first-time cruisers. Now, here are some things that you should absolutely pack and have with you. Your travel documents. That sounds obvious, but let's always double check that you have your passport and it is valid for 6 months after your cruise ends. You have a birth certificate if you're using that, your boarding documents, luggage tags, and visas. Because some countries, depending on where you're going, you will need a visa before you leave your home, okay? Because forgetting any documents can literally stop your vacation before it even starts. Some cruise cabin can never seem to have enough outlets, especially if you're cruising on an older ship. Also, if you're traveling with family, your kids, you're filming content, and everyone has a device. So one thing I always try to bring and make sure I recommend bringing is a USB hub, portable chargers, and extra charging blocks. I also travel with the international travel adapter as well, so that way I can make use of the international outlets that the cabins have. Number 3 is magnetic hooks. This is one of the best cruise cabin hacks. I keep them in my suitcase because the cruise cabin walls are metal, so the magnetic hooks help with extra storage. So I'll hang my hats up, lanyards, bags, swimsuits, backpacks, and especially in smaller cabins, this helps to keep things organized and you don't just have things laying all over in your cabin. The next thing is very important: medications and first aid items. This is something people tend to forget all the time. You want to make sure that you have your motion sickness medications, pain relievers, allergy, Band-Aid, anything for upset stomach, diarrhea, anything like that, because once you need it on board, the prices can be ridiculous that you're going to have to purchase. And if you do go down to the medical center to ask for it, you might get charged. So just make sure that you bring it with you on your cruise. The next item I like to bring is a day bag or a beach bag. And depending on my excursions, I even bring one of those backpacks, those waterproof backpacks as well. I find it very useful for port days, excursions, or pool days as well. And I like the backpack because I like to be hands-free. So it's especially good to hold your sunscreens, your towels when you're getting off the ship, your phones, chargers, and your water bottles as well. Now let's talk about some things that people tend to overpack or bring and it's not really necessary. Because honestly, this is where most people waste luggage space. Number 1 is too many outfits. I know I have fallen in that trap of bringing all these outfits, and even though I tend to write out my outfit for each day when I'm going on a cruise, because I do have a checklist, but I end up, there's certain outfits I end up not even wearing, especially for sea days. Cruising is much more casual than many first-time cruisers expect it to be. So instead of packing like 5 dressy outfits, all these high heels, multiple shoes, this, one for another, backup outfits for the backup outfits, focus more on comfortable and repeatable pieces. My packing has definitely changed over the years. Now I like to bring neutral colors like a black dress or pants or so, jeans, white or what is it, beige, colors that I know I can intermix and, with each other to make a different outfit versus bringing so many different outfits that I don't even wear. Another thing is bringing so many shoes. Now, shoes take up so much space in your suitcase. I remember one time I brought wedges that went nowhere because I did not want to wear wedges. When the night came, I ended up wearing my flats. So comfortable walking shoes, sandals, a nicer pair of shoe as well, and water shoes depending on what type of excursion or things like that you're going to be doing. But definitely don't overdo it with the shoes. I definitely have to say, as a woman too, like I said, I have brought wedges one time, but I will not bring a heel because when the ship starts to sway a little bit, it's interesting to see how many women are literally trying to grip the walls and things like that when they're walking so they do not fall wearing these high heels. So that is definitely one thing that I don't bother packing, and it's just a suggestion. I wouldn't pack it. Next thing on the list that you shouldn't bring is towels. Cruise lines already provide you with towels on board for the pool area and for your cabin. So save space in your luggage and you don't have to bring towels, because I've seen that question come up before, and you don't have to bring any towels. Now let's talk about prohibited items. Always check your cruise line's prohibited item list before you pack. Now some things are obvious like weapons, and obviously please don't bring any weapons, okay? But things like irons, steamers, surge protectors, candles, extension cords, will get confiscated. Certain edibles, even certain countries, you can't even bring vape pens. Like I believe Mexico banned that. So it might be allowed on the cruise ship, but you can't get off into Mexico with it. Also, one thing to note is camouflage. A lot of places in the Caribbean do not allow you to have camouflage clothing. So be mindful of that when you are packing your clothes for your cruise. Now let's talk about some underrated cruise essentials. Now these are the items people don't always think about, but once you use them, you'll probably always keep bringing them for every cruise. First thing is a small night light. Now, I'm going to refer to the older cruise ships, not necessarily the newer ones, because sometimes now there's light inside the bathroom that stays on. But if you're staying in an interior cabin especially, it gets very dark. So having a little night light or one of those, I think Amazon has those lights where it's like a sun, it starts to lighten up the room as the time is getting earlier in the day, because to help you wake up because it's so dark in your cabin. So having a nightlight is a good idea. Another underrated item that I like to bring on all of my cruises is a foldable laundry bag. Especially on longer cruises, this helps to keep my dirty clothes, wet swimsuits, beach items and things like that organized. Some people actually bring the little pop-up hamper as well, because that's nice. You can easily fold it away. I bring a bag, but that will definitely help. Another item I like to bring is a waterproof phone pouch. If you're doing your beach excursions or hanging out by the pool, obviously you're traveling with your kids and things like that, the water park, kayaking, snorkeling, the waterproof pouch is definitely an item that you want to bring to keep your phone safe. Now, another item I would recommend packing would be a refillable water bottle. Staying hydrated on a cruise is important, especially in hot destinations and when you're out in port. And having your own water bottle sometimes just makes it easier. If I'm out on an excursion, I make sure that I have my water bottle with me. That way I can either fill it up, obviously, if I'm on the cruise and take it off the ship with me, or if I'm in port and things like that. I do tend to make sure that I have the one that's collapsible, so that way it doesn't take too much space, because some of those water bottles can get quite bulky. So I have the collapsible one, and I also have one that's very thin that does come into that does come in handy, especially if you are traveling with little ones too that may get thirsty or things like that. Honestly, one of the best cruise packing tips I can give is this: pack for comfort, not perfection. You really don't need to overcomplicate cruise packing. Most cruises are relaxed, casual, and much more flexible than people expect. Focus on essentials, your comfort, convenience, and things that make your vacation smoother and not complicated. Now, I say this with, first of all, depending on the cruise line you're going on. Now, obviously, if you're on a luxury, premium, high-end cruise line, that's a video for another day, and that's a completely, totally different vibe and atmosphere and packing, because some of those cruise lines do have dress code requirements, like black tie and formal wear. But we're talking about the regular mainstream cruise lines, family-oriented, fun party, laid-back cruise lines here. So there you have it, guys. A little quick what to pack versus what not to pack to help out any of my first-time cruisers out there. And if you need help with planning your next vacation, I would love to help you. My information can be found down in the description box below. And as always, guys, leave in the comments. Let me know, what is it that you do pack and what is it that you don't pack anymore? Because we can all learn from each other here. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay tuned for more cruise tips, reviews, and vlogs coming your way. Stay well and stay savvy.